All right, hey fifth graders, welcome. Welcome to another video tutorial. Today we are going to talk about properties of triangles. So get out your notes, get out your pencil, let's take some notes, all right? Properties of triangles are our topic today. What are triangles? Well, a lot of you guys are able to identify triangles because when you look at one, you know a triangle has three sides. A triangle is a polygon. Remember what a polygon is? We discussed that today. A polygon is any two-dimensional figure that's made up of line segments that the line segments are connected, they don't intersect, and it's a closed shape, okay? So that's a polygon. The triangle is the first type of polygon, is a three-sided polygon. You can't have a two-sided polygon. You just can't. You can't have two line segments. You can't make a polygon with two line segments. Watch out. Here's a line segment. Here's a line segment. There's no way I can connect these polygons. I cannot connect those line segments and make a polygon because they won't make a shape. They just can't. So the very first type of polygon is a triangle. Triangles, three line segments. They have three line segments. They have three angles. They've got three angles right here. Here's an angle. Here's an angle. Here's an angle. And if they have three angles, then they have three vertices. Vertices. They have three vertices. Here's something that you probably did not know. The other three you did. You did. This one you did not know. The sum of all three angles in any triangle equals 180 degrees. It's true. No matter what triangle you have, the sum of all three angles is 180 degrees. Let's just check that out, okay? So, let's look at this right here. Hopefully you guys can see this. Here's a triangle. I'll make this a little bigger. No matter how, this triangle right here, it's telling you right now that this triangle, angle 1 is 60 degrees, angle 2 is 60 degrees, angle 3 is 60 degrees. No matter how I manipulate this triangle, the sum is always going to equal 180 degrees. So watch. I'll grab this angle B. Notice how these angles, measurements are changing, but the sum stays the same. Because the sum, here I can grab angle A, the measurements change, but the sum stays the same. The sum of all three angles in any triangle is 180 degrees. All right, so moving on. Hopefully you guys press pause and have taken notes on this, okay? Anytime you see a red star, take notes. There are three types of triangles. Triangles can be classified based on its sides, and triangles can be classified based on its angles. Based on its sides, whenever you see a triangle where all the three sides equal, that means if you see like a dash, 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 1, 1, 1, that's called an equilateral triangle. When you see a triangle where just two sides equal, see I did one dash with two dashes? That is known as an isosceles triangle. When you see a triangle where none of the sides equal, one dash with two dash with three dash, that's trying to tell you that none of the sides equal. When you look at those dashes, one dash, two dash, three dash, then you have what's called a scaling triangle. That's a scaling triangle, okay? Triangles can also be classified based on its angles. If you ever have a triangle that has a right angle, right there is 90 degrees, if you ever have a triangle that has a right angle, then guess what that triangle is called? Yeah, a right triangle. It's called a right triangle. And if you have a triangle with one obtuse angle, see this angle right here? This angle right here is obtuse. That's an obtuse angle. If you ever have a triangle that has an obtuse angle, then it's known as an obtuse triangle. And then if you have a triangle where all three angles are acute, each one of these angles here are acute, then you have an acute triangle. So let's go ahead and just take some notes on this. Triangles can be classified based on its sides. In equilateral triangles, when all the angles equal and all the line segments equal. So all these angles, all these line segments equal each other, and all the angles equal. Now guess what each angle would equal then? Because The three angles add up to be 180. So all three angles would equal? Anybody say 60? Yeah, it is 60. This would be 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. In an isosceles triangle, well, you have two line segments that equal, and that means you have two angles that equal. Absolutely. Write that down. Scalene triangle. None of the line segments equal, none of the angles equal. Again, when I give you homework and you see one dash with one dash, I am telling you that those two line segments equal. Or if you see one arc with one arc, those two angles equal. Because you might see two dash here. That's going to tell you this line segment does not equal this line segment or this line segment. And you might see two arcs there. That means that angle does not equal these two angles down here. So press pause, take notes, okay? Triangles can be classified by its angles. We just discussed this, but a right triangle has one angle that's 90 degrees. One angle. You can't make a triangle with two angles that's 90 degrees. I mean, think about that. You would have something that looked like this. Right? There's two right angles, but you can't, because what would you have then? A rectangle, or a quad square, or a parallelogram. Okay? If all the angles are acute, then you have an acute triangle. And if one angle is obtuse, then you have an obtuse triangle. You cannot make a triangle with two obtuse angles. It's impossible. Okay, write that down. So here's what I want you to do. Just press pause, answer these questions, and we'll go over it. Okay, press pause, answer these questions, and we'll go over this during class time. Name each one of these triangles based on its size. Is this an equilateral, isosceles, or scalene? And yes, please spell the words, because they're right there in front of you. Okay, and then now, name the triangles based on its angles. These are three different angles, okay? Name these three triangles here, okay? And we'll discuss this during class time. This is the second last thing, because I do have a Math Wizard question. What would angle DEG equals? Well, you already know this angle is 39 degrees. This angle is 116. So what would this angle equal? And you should already know. You should be able to figure that out. We don't need a protractor. We already know some information about triangles that should be able to help us solve this problem. And the last question. Again, we'll go over all this during class. Based on your knowledge about triangles, what does angle EDB equal? Well, here's angle EDB. There's a lot of information up here, okay, that should be able to let you know what kind of triangle or what this angle's measurement would equal. I hope you enjoyed today's video tutorial. You guys like my new specs? I just had LASIK surgery about 10 days ago. So that means I can see things far away now, but near I can't. So now I have to put glasses on to see things up close. All right, you guys have a great day. I will talk to y'all guys later. Bye-bye now.